Okay, I'm gonna see who's up. I'm gonna see who is up. For all that, everybody that's coming in, please like the video. Please like the video. I'm gonna open up the panel. Let's see who's up. Want to see who is up. Pretty much gonna see who at least want to be able to chop it up about this, because my question is to everybody: who got a game plan for 2022? Who has their game plan ready to go? Because all through this channel, we've pretty much been presetting everything for 2022, from infrastructure stocks to the government stocks, cryptos, bonds, Chinese stocks, real estate now, gold, cybersecurity stocks, AI stocks, supply chain, shipping container situations, and people that's pretty much came on the channel when it came to trucking. So we got everything that's pretty much on this channel that everybody can just go through when the year overall ends. Hybrid, book a consultation, man. Hybrid, I've been waiting for your email, man, because I got everybody a business plan. It's not a generic business plan. I actually work hard on these business plans. Plus, you get 24/7 access to me. So that means that you have my WhatsApp number, my phone numbers. Once my phone comes in the mail, you have everything directly. And that goes to anybody, but this is an open panel for all the people that's coming in, tuning in. Please like the video. Please also come up. But really, who got a financial plan for 2022 though? That's my honest question to everybody, because it seems like everything now is pretty much where inflation's kicking everybody ass, where ain't nothing gonna pretty much solve it. Stimulus just exacerbates the problem. But from all the stocks information, crypto plays, penny stocks, everything is starting to come in fruition because of this infrastructure. And it's just a part one. And part one is already bad, but part two is going to be even worse. But still, my job is for everybody on this channel to be able to get financially informed of what to be able to research and study around. I am not the person that says that I am always right, but I've been fairly accurate based off of one, going against the media. One, I gotta research shadow stats, and all the shadow stats that you pretty much see is all nothing but foreclosures. All nothing but foreclosures, notice of defaults, list pendants, people with child support issues, people with credit card liens, and now you got everybody pretty much crying and complaining about inflation hitting them extremely hard. So inflation's going to get worse. This is not transitory. It's not transitory at all. Stock market people that pretty much I told from May and June, keep holding. I would say keep holding to be able to benefit off of more of the inflation, because Central Reserve, the Federal Reserve, is pretty much funding this whole shindig. And pretty much all the bonds is being bought up by them. It's a good thing for the short term, but it's going to be bad when everything collapses. So it's an open panel, man. Anybody wants to come up, man, feel free. We could talk about anything, to be honest, but I want to see who is up, because I just got done literally talking to the team about all the real estate markets, and we're just pretty much just shocked how everybody is literally to the basis where certain people can't get their certain price because they believe that they want and they should deserve to get more higher. Properties that are really worth $200,000 has no business being sold for $325,000. The Zillow thing has literally showed and proved that people can't do the stair-step model where they're pretty much going to buy everything from $400,000 to $600,000. They're potentially going to get sold for $800,000 8 months later. Nah. Well, based on the barometers, people say that collapse might happen as soon as interest rates go up, taxes, or people say the evergreen thing in China, supply chain issues can lead to a full force collapse. So when it comes to that, man, I think people should just focus on investments that actually carry a solid yield. Look for good commercial brokers when it comes to real estate lenders. Anybody that has good financial type of sense, definitely. So, hybrid, my email is right there, man. Book a consultation, man. Silky, same for you as well, man. Silky, I want to get in contact with you, man. My consultations is all affordable. It's definitely not required, but for 24/7 access, you can get all the information when it comes to the hedge funds, when it comes to where they're buying at, and also something where I can be able to help you get some money as well in your market. So everything is pretty much coached around the basis of those zip codes around 150 to 250,000. But yeah, it's Friday. It's Friday, so we got the panel here. So if anybody wants to come up, feel free to come up. Please join. Please join. So yeah, Silky, book that consultation, man. It's affordable. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not going to be thousands of dollars for my consultation, man. With the commission, I can give you thousands of dollars when you find deals, active sellers, or people that that's trying to offload some properties. They can be able to run it through you. Then we can be able to have scenarios where LLC papers, joint venture contracts, assignment fees. So pretty much everything is going to be organized like that. So CC, he held it down for me in Boston. And he also helped when it comes to 75 cash buyers. Going to be 85. So we do everything nationwide. So Silky, hit up my email, come up on the panel, either or. CC, come up on the panel as well. So CC, come up on the panel and have PropStream ready, so we can do some deals on the spot, so everybody in the audience can be able to potentially make some money or understand our process where they be able to do something either independently and solo. Because I know that I'm starting to now get more people starting to say, oh, these hedge funds are going to whip my ass. Yes, these hedge funds are about to take all the shit over. Hedge funds have scenarios of about $20 billion raised in 45 days with certain public reports on their ledgers. They're going to bang for your neighborhood, and people should not have it where they're going to be in this victimhood mode and say, well, it's fucked up and it's bad. Yeah, it's fucked up, but information could have been took. Information could have been taken. I said taken. I know I fucked that up, but literally, it should be taken with not a grain of salt, but with real seriousness, man, because people could be locked out potentially for a long time when it comes to real estate. Because the real estate bubble might pop, it might not. Okay, so you in Columbia, Silky? No problem. Silky, but definitely book that consultation, big bro. Definitely need to be in contact, though. No, we don't make no excuses, man. You got to be able to understand that, one, Silky, as soon as you get in contact with me, one, you have the ability where your lender does 90% loan to value. And international brokers, we can be able to figure out something when it comes to that as well. Mark B. Anderson, he'll be a person that you'll get in contact with. So with that person, he has credit in corporate entities, age corporations, corporate credit, and also having his EIN, having all of the trade lines and credit history packed into it, plus real estate. So the 90% can be used, say, if you get $100,000 in business credit in 8 months to 2 years, built it up, you could leverage that 30,000 into a $300,000 property. And your lender that does the 90% LTV, he has it where he will actually supply you a loan in 5 months, or You can go with another lender that I have on the list that does pretty much non-season loans where you don't have to fully stabilize the property. You can literally get that loan literally lined up. Plus, I do credit repair if you need it, but Mark B. Anderson is a person where he has everything collateralized. So you need to have everything collateralized perfectly, get your entry prices. If you do look at a property in Miami, look for neighborhoods at around 250, filter it down with the vacants, zombie properties, and I have tools for that. So I have Lily tools, people like CC. Hopefully CC comes up, but he could be able to give the full example of how we pretty much have everything set up. So lead generation is the only thing we need. We got the cash buyers lined up. So you find properties that are in that neighborhood in Miami, neighborhood go for 220, 250. You try to get those bad boys locked up for 40, 50, and the failed listings, that's where the failed listings come in. You could be able to leverage those to be able to at least get some good pickups. So Silky, whenever you're ready, man. Whenever you're ready. So this is an open panel for all the people that's coming in. Please like the video. Please come up. Please comment. Any questions? But for everybody that's coming in, do y'all got a financial plan? Because Build Back Better gonna whoop everybody ass globally. Build Back Better plan is gonna hit everybody where if you're not invested in the green energy stocks that I mentioned, Charge Point, that's the charging stations. Neo, that's the EV vehicles. I mentioned about Tesla when it was about 750. I was super late about Tesla, but I told people Tesla was a long-term hold because the Kamala Harris has a call option that was for $800 that expired in February of 2022. But now Tesla, let's look at Tesla really quick. So I'm gonna share my screen. Now Tesla has breached all the way past that. So people should understand, look at the government stats. Look at what these politicians are doing when it comes to their stocks. Everything is very open and public with these people. See, Tesla is now 1,000. See, but Tesla is very volatile. So I told people all the time, when Tesla is extremely volatile due to the basis of everybody is trying to short it. So Tesla has a lot of enemies when it comes to the hedge fund world that wants Tesla to lose. Plus you got oil companies that want to short this company as well. So I hate how this thing doesn't pop up when I need it, but really, red market. See, but it'll come up. It'll come up because share buybacks, plus he'll buy back into it. So even with the sell-off, all the long-term Tesla people that's holding, I still think, I believe can be able to have at least 1,500 as soon as this full, I guess, infrastructure plan fully gets funded. So he pretty much will make most of the stock gains based off of the government tax credits. So literally, my financial plan when it comes to Tesla is hold on to that bad boy until it's $4,000. So you can be able to make that at least a good play for you to be able to strategize on for all my big ballers out there. So when it comes to the aspect of real estate of what we do, you can pretty much do the virtual global thing like you do with crypto. So there's people that's literally in Colombia right now that are literally have VAs that hit up all their sellers. They got a cash buyers list either by a company like Keegley that could connect all your cash buyers as soon as you got properties under contract. So, yeah, the virtual thing can be done as well when it comes to crypto and stocks. So everybody that's pretty much coming in, it's an open panel. Click on the link. Click on the link. Iori, what's going on? So if anybody needs to get in contact with me, please, in order for you to get in contact with me, creditbuilder475@gmail.com. Book a consult, creditbuilder475 at gmail.com, and I will give you a free credit checklist to make sure that people have a game plan for the people that do listen in the clouds, and pretty much on the basis of, well, let me be able to at least see what is his plan. No problem. So it has everything when it comes to Citibank, Chase, Key Bank when it comes to the no doc business loans, and also basis of credit unions that have favorable terms when it comes to lending. So for all the people that just came in, man, open panel. But when it comes to the crypto heaviness part about it, crypto, I don't know. Crypto is actually looking like it can be the biggest, easiest hedge against all of the madness. If it is, that's a beautiful thing when it comes to at least certain type of divestment reinvestment planning. So people in stocks, they literally just sell everything. So that is funny. Happy Friday. Yes, a hedge against inflation if played right. Yes. So pretty much that and gold ETFs, gold bars, gold bullion. I don't like index funds. Index funds is safe route. Plus, yield streak can give you about 7 to 12% yield on your money per year. So, index funds is something of where an athlete like Steph Curry, they would recommend him index funds and probably tell him to get involved in tech innovation and VC companies where he's not openly investing into the stock market. He's just pretty much using his $20 million a year contract and just literally just building that. Dividends, yes, I have dividend investments in that list. Silky, when you book that consultation, you'll get all the dividends lists that I told people on the top of the year that gives from month to month and quarterly. So I already plugged you guys in when it comes to that. Davito, respect to you, man. Respect to you. So if anybody needs to get in contact with me, man, book that consult. It's affordable. It's not like I'm pulling teeth now. It's not like I'm pulling teeth now because I got too many people where they get the free stuff, they don't get in contact with me, and they miss out on getting commission of 5 to 10% on each real estate deal just for getting me in contact with a seller, with my cash buyer. Like I got people that like CC is literally a monster when it comes to this shit. CC is about to get a nice, beautiful Thanksgiving and Christmas when it comes to his situations of getting people in Boston lined up when it comes to sellers and cash buyers. So I have meetings every single day. So if I'm not live streaming, it's not because I don't love y'all now. It's just that your boy is busy and I got clients when it comes to the credit repairs that I got to also tackle up. No problem, CC. No problem, CC. Contact those people. So contact Desiree when it comes to Massachusetts, because she got some potential sales that we could potentially get, and some properties that we can lock up. So When it comes to certain dividend plays, I would say the oil plays, Exxon Mobil. When I told people about Exxon, when I told people about certain plays like GGII, when it had a big ass run up, I looked at like the most intelligent person. Are you a fan of MLM? Not Primerica, no. Hell no. Primerica is like one of the biggest scams ever. Me and Alonzo Hall, a person that you guys also need to get in contact with when it comes to real estate and also good tax strategies as well. Alonzo Hall. Alonzo Hall is a person that he is not a fan of the MLM. I'm not a fan of MLM neither, especially when it comes to like Primerica insurance that are not gauged off of whole life or tax strategies or as Alonzo mentioned again, I got to give him credit, a modified endowment plan. So you have a phone appointment with some of the of the contacts. So that's perfect, man. We got more people, but no, I'm not. Only time when you have to deal with that is if it's a good product and it has warm to very motivated people, man. Don't like MLM. Yeah. Yeah, man. Like, nah, man, we can't do that, man. You know, can't do that, man. I'm not a fan of that. So when it comes to that, man, MLM, no. Scenarios of that is a no-go. What we're pretty much having is a basis of if you find somebody that wants to sell their property, you're connecting them with a cash buyer and you're earning that commission. MLM has it where you got a dead product, a failed company that's about to go bankrupt, and they need your ass to be selling to shit to people in parking lots and getting more and more people involved. So nah. So those pyramid schemes, man, that's not a healthy way of doing business. You got people like Dana Chanel. Her pyramid scheme was to leverage people that were Christians and just sell so much over it valued. Like her consultation was $8,000. I'm gonna tell you right here, when it comes to my consultations to regular people on my channel, it's nothing no more than $200 for 24/7 access. And with people that are struggling, I work with people on payment plans. Plus, if somebody really needs my access and help and they don't have all the money, $50. And that's just a one-time payment. She had $8,000 every 3 months that was charged on people's cards. Like I said, if somebody had $8,000, I would tell them, one, focus on some type of Facebook ad marketing, Google ad marketing, get certain type of high ticket product, or build up your credit, trade lines to be able to get a $30,000, $40,000 credit card, something, and the basis of you growing that 8,000, not you just giving it to me and you're starting at zero and you're hoping that the $8,000 from you starting at zero can make you money where you don't have to keep replenishing money into it. Nah, you got to put money into the business. So the consultation is something that you have to be able to at least get certain type of guidance, step-by-step, standard operating procedures, financial guideline plans, checklists, deliberate tax strategies to go with your accountant and your lawyer. So yeah, without marketing, you have no business. Exactly. So that's what I would pretty much say. But Dana Chanel, she took advantage of those poor Christian people, and she took advantage of their pretty much their naivety to business. Then you have scenarios of people that don't understand that e-commerce is actually a good way how to be able to use a supplemental income, especially now of people either leaving jobs or pretty much feel that their stressful job position is too stressful. So, you got scenarios of now people are focusing on more of investments. People are focusing more on certain type of basis. They have an OnlyFans strategy, like you mentioned on the last stream. Get popping on Twitter. Start networking with people on Twitter if that's your goal. Because all the content creators is pretty much Twitter heavy, Twitter dominant. where the Twitter ecosphere they're near, where even regular people, business people, uh, to the athletes, to your celebrities, yeah, that's only how I would say that would be a good strategy. So I would say that that's where Facebook ads come in, man. That's where some marketing comes in. So yeah, Twitter ads, yes, Twitter ads. That would be necessary if you was gonna go that route. But for all the people that's coming in, please like the video. And for anybody who wants to donate, man, it's not required. $ Mr. Perfect 23G. $ Mr. Perfect 23G. So if anybody wants to come in, open panel, but Twitter ads. So, if people got $8,000, I'm not going to say spend it all to me. Hell no. I'm going to tell you, you take $1,000, you test out some Google ads like people in the start of the channel did and actually got some high ticket sales. Ain't no way in hell you're supposed to be spending $8,000 unless you have an age corporation that can get you a 40-day paydex score where your business credit is super tight. Your paydex score is at 80. You got about 50,000 in potential funding ready to go. That's only how that shit would make sense. So the financial plan that I would say that people should just be able to have in good foresight is to build the credit up, is to be able to have at least LLCs where it has e-commerce store that's high ticket and low ticket products to be able to get the volume, plus you networking with certain influencers either on Instagram, Twitter, when it comes to certain type of women products, when it comes to certain type of sales that can be captured. Plus you look at a lot of people like Anton Curley. So his name is Anton Curley, Krally. When I say he has one of the best free content, his course is expensive. His course is like $5,000. So I can literally save y'all guys the time. His course is $5,000. But yeah, it's one of the most useful high ticket type of stuff when it comes to drop shipping and Shopify. I would say only people that should be buying his shit is people that already got the big bread. People that literally have something where they have about $800. They need to focus on one, Facebook ads where they can utilize $10 a day, Google ads where they can utilize $10 a day, and a high ticket product that can give them $750 on a sale. So if the product is $750, the average cost per acquisition for you to get that is around $60 to $80. So that's why people that have $800 should just focus on inside the business. Standard operating procedures when it comes to your policies, follow up with your emails, SMS bump, certain type of niche that you got to be able to have a good basis on. So it's literally the basis of SMS bump, Klaviyo for your email, Facebook retargeting ads for 20% promo code, and you retarget the person that literally comes to your website for 30 days. So that means they're going to see your shit concurrently and automatically, plus with a promo code. So you knock them upside the head when it comes to that situational follow up. So that was the original basis of the channel. So I just leveraged e-commerce sales into scaling my wholesale real estate business. So that's why, if you notice that the channel was pretty much based on e-commerce, it's still based on e-commerce, but people that are rocking with me that made money in e-commerce, they want to get involved in wholesale real estate and lending and business credit, all that beautiful stuff, all that good stuff to be able to beat out your competition and buy those properties in the hood, buy all those liquor stores and laundromats. Did y'all know that there's an there's an Arab dude in Baton Rouge that literally sells soul food with hats in the same liquor store? Literally, he has a setup where he will sell you hats on one side of the store, sell you soul food in the next part of the store. So he got the soul food joint cracking. Real life, come up. Real life, come up, man. Come up, real life. But he got the soul food cracking. That is so crazy. he got the soul food cracking up where he got like about like 12, $15,000 a month income. He got it cracking. He got himself a black woman and said, "We gonna make this money. We gonna make this money. The hog moss, collard greens, gumbo." I said, "See, that's where I said that live stream. I said, buy back the block. I told y'all motherfuckers buy back that block." Okay, so we got a new subscriber. Okay, salute to you. Salute to you. I hope you come up on the panel. I hope you give some commentary. But yeah, I'm telling you, Hybrid, he had the soul food thing popping. He making $15,000 in Baton Rouge. He about to get some security and bulletproof glass windows. So that's where buying back the block and him reinvesting in it is actually the best safety. So if he has some sense, he need to get his old lady out of there and need to find somebody that can duplicate the recipe and keep that bad boy going. But he got Baton Rouge cracking, and that's just a liquor store spot. That's just a liquor store spot. Like, so, that's funny. In DC, Indians sell soul food and the lines be so. I'm telling you, man. That's why I said for people that literally just understand where the business credit, well, first get your personal shit straight. First get the personal shit straight. First get the shit scrubbed off. If you need trade lines, cool, but really just focus on paying back those bills. First get the personal straight. Then second, get an EIN, DUNS number, trade lines on the business. People use NAV when it comes to that. Age corporations, Paydex score 45 days for my guy Mark, but I know the shameless plug, but when it comes to that, people should just focus on how to outcompete that and buy back the block, man. Because yeah, Indians, Arab people, they're gonna take advantage of that soul food niche. When it comes to that, they got the liquor stores decking up tight, man. Like he got like $12,000 liquid, and he's gonna buy some real estate investment properties, and that's where I come in. So that's where I come in. That's where my team comes in. That's where Brian. That's where Mark. That's where CC. That's where all my people that's pretty much been rocking with me comes in. So booking a consultation is more than just you spending money with me. It's you getting involved in a network, and you can be able to have it where if you want to be able to make 50-50 on a deal, you can make 50-50. I'm open with 50-50. Joint venture contract, promissory note, notarized, documented, all that to be able to make sure that everything is all in the solid with a paper trail. Okay, so I have real life backstage.
Hey, what up, Jonathan?
Hey.
How's it going?
Everything is good. We got like 12 people that want to sell me their property.
And what are you gonna do?
We are going to get them locked up, and we're going to assign it to our cash buyers. Some of them are in Boston, some of them are in Tampa, some of them are in Texas. We got a few in Louisiana. So what we're going to do is we get everybody in a joint venture contract. We pretty much state out how much is our fee. Pretty much will be a range of 15, 20,000. Keegley, our broker, he could probably, Jamil, he could probably make the spread higher, depending on their cash buyers. So a lot of their cash buyers is institutional people from New York. So, the New York properties that I did look at that I got some success with is in Edenwald in the Bronx. So the Bronx properties is relatively cheap.
Go back to the other thing. So how long does that process take? The one you just described, that when y'all are buying the offers you're getting.
So our cash buyer can close to 10 to 15 days.
Wow, that's quick.
So the other hedge fund buyer that I originally had, it took him 40 days total because they buy 500 properties a month.
Got it.
So I had to be able to network. My guy CC, he's in the chat, but CC, he's in Boston. He found somebody that does Dorchester, Boston, in the Boston area, New Bedford.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to find more people when it comes to that area of East Boston, because I
Mm.
keep finding South Boston.
Yeah, I don't know that area very well, and I don't know people from that area actually. So I couldn't really point you in the direction there. So the
The New
Bronx,
York stuff, I
yeah,
just
New
need you
York
to
stuff.
tell
Yeah,
me about the Bronx.
yeah.
So I'm a pull up my screen real quick.
While you do that, I wanted to ask you a question. It's kind of related, but not really. But I think you'll have a quick answer.
Mm.
All right. So in a rent to buy situation, so if a owner is financing the house, is that the same thing as rent to buy?
So seller owner has the loan. Say the loan is 250,000. His value of his property is around 325. You can work out the terms where you can have the basis of either small down payment or no down payment when it comes to certain access to properties. So people would have it where they say, okay, they figure out what is their loan payment per month. They'll give them something over the top and pretty much make a sandwich deal where they get somebody to be able to cough up more dough. So if their loan payment is 1,500, they work out a lease payment of 1,900, and they would rent that bad boy out on Airbnb or Verbo for hopefully around 2 G's, two, 3,000, especially when it comes to Airbnb. So it can be done. The terms can be worked out for 4 years. So subject to seller financing, owner financing
Mm-hmm.
terms, that verbiage. So it can be worked out. It can be worked out. So if they have it where they're agreed to a certain price, you can have the payments factored in. So it's going to be credited to the purchase price. So, it really is about their state. It's really about their loan statement. It's about their whole history of their lender. So their lender can call that motherfucker anytime. That's the only drawback.
Right. When you say that, you mean, okay, so let's say for just basically for contractual purposes, rent to own
Yes.
is pretty much the same as owner financing. Can we safely say that?
Yes, and it
Okay.
falls in the same lines. Yes.
Okay. So in the case where you said they can call you anytime, yeah, can you elaborate a little bit on that? I know what you mean, but I think for clarity purposes, it'd be valuable.
Okay, so to pretty much put everything in a layman's terms, is the loan pretty much has a due at sale clause with a lot of lenders, pretty much saying that they can't do master leases like in New York. You might have a big joint where an Iranian company has a master lease that's obtained for 99 years, or a land lease that's pretty much for 75 years. They have it where they'll eventually pay for it. Eventually pay for it, but their tenant that's coming in has to literally service all their debt. That's what makes it tricky. And the lender pretty much said, you can't do that. Or you have certain basics of the HOA will call the lender and pretty much say, nah, we don't do Airbnb here.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, too much rowdiness, too much uncertainty, too many rowdy people coming through.
Mm-hmm.
So real world things literally make the lender get called on, where the HOA say, we got too many random people, too many people that's not on the list, and don't let it be a gated community.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's where the basis of a lender is pretty much called, and they say, these people are subleasing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Got you.
Subleasing. So that's why really rental screening, tenant screening, credit checks. That's why they go hard on that. Who is you with? Who is your people? Do you got a pookie in there that pretty much doesn't work? She got a good job, but he's pretty much there in the house, and a lot of stuff and miscellaneous shit happens. Shit like that. That's pretty much where Airbnb can be very good, because you can get $50 a night, $75 a night.
Mhm.
120 a night charge.
Mhm.
But when it comes to the rowdiness of the people that you ushering in, man, you don't know who is going to be in that scenario. So screening and
Yeah.
reviews, that's really the only thing you could do when it comes to Airbnb, screening and reviews.
Got it.
So hopefully my screen is working. So we're going to look at the Bronx, New York,
Mhm.
and we're going to look at the Bronx and Brooklyn. And I think I got a hard money lender or somebody that's going to buy in New Jersey.
What part of
So
Jersey?
so it would be Cherry Hill, it would be
Mhm.
Trenton, New Jersey. So that'd be literally Trenton is close to the Philly part. Cherry Hill is the more expensive esque part. But
Okay.
let's do the Bronx. So for all the people that's coming in, it's an open panel. For all the new subscribers that's coming in, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and also book a consultation. I will give you guys all free resources when it comes to lending, basis, credit repair, and to be able to focus on certain type of elements of your lender. So
Mhm.
I give you guys all the necessary tools and resources. Plus, I have meetings every day, pretty much giving people commission based off of them either contacting agents and providing leads or having the cojones to be able to actually going to these certain properties and driving up and taking photos. So
Mhm.
my screen is okay. So my screen is there. So what I'm going to do.
So for the audience listening, the link is up above in the chat, and in order to contact for a consultation, you have the email right there. So Jonathan, when you say taking pictures and commission and all that, first of all, it's true you do hold the meetings very regularly, so I will vouch for that. So for everybody to know the details on it, does it vary on the location? Does it vary on the amount of pictures? Do you do it in like a package deal? How does that work?
So when you contact the seller and they're interested, they're ready to go, they understand that one, they don't have to pay no realtor costs, no commission. It's pretty much a cash offer as is, no repairs. Pretty much you give them a script and I give them where it's pretty much the seller is literally going to take a photo or video 360 shot of the property inside and out. So you can be able to get a good understanding of what it is currently now, and it will also help you when it comes to your cash buyers to get that word again, clarity, to understand, okay, it's a complete gutted property. It has mold or it has such and such. But that is just a scenario of your appointment of the list is just to be able to have scenarios of photos if you cannot make it there, or if you're doing it virtually like I'm doing, you need the seller to be able to move their ass and provide those photos so we can see how bad the vacant zombie property looks
Mm-hmm.
if it's a zombie property. But still, that is just a segment of acquisitions.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just the steps to acquire the property, to be able to send it to dispositions where you're disposing assets, assignment fee, or a finder's fee. Like in New York, I have a lender, hard money lender, where if I get this bad boy, if I can get this thing going, if I can get a bad boy property for 750,000 in the Bronx for 350, he will deal with me. I don't know what's going on. I'm trying to go with failed listings and keep giving me senior owners.
Okay, so is there a cap on, for example, let's say somebody finds a really nice
Hmm.
brownstone in an area that's, let's call it up and coming, aka slightly gentrified, right? So let's say that the property is bought at well, whatever. Let's say that the value of the property is about maybe like 1.5 million. And
Hmm.
is that above the cap of properties that you want to deal with? Or because a lot of New York properties are like that. And then, of course, the value that it's at, like in a couple years, the idea is that it'll be worth a lot more. So is that something too high, or is that still a range that you think would be interesting for your purposes?
Too high, baby boo. For one thing, it's hard for a fast resale.
Mm-hmm.
People like to gauge to the range of 100,000 to, I would say, no more than 600,
Okay.
700.
600, 700. Got it.
Six
Okay.
hundred, 700. So everything would be pretty much be compact at that price, from minimum to maximum. So
Mm-hmm.
let me do this. So yes, so that's pretty much what it would be. So 100, and that helps when it comes to certain things. Now, if you got a big, I would say a big buyer type of person, then it can be unlimited. It can literally to be the range of, if you can get it for 1.5 and the neighborhood goes for 4 million,
Mm-hmm.
somebody will rock with you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
don't let certain things limit you. Don't let certain type of how can I say,
Like
these
appearances
limited,
of like unattainability or something.
yeah, unattainability or just some type of limitation. So yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So really, just understand the comps. Like this property right here
Mm-hmm.
was listed for $1 million in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
It failed, and they hurried up and took this off the market. So I don't know what's fully up with this. So it's improved foreclosure as we speak. The lender is U.S. Bank. Okay, so U.S. Bank. So notice of list pendants, default, default risk. So this is their trustee and attorney's name to get in contact with them, pretty much on the basis if you want to be able to get involved, lock this up.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where transactional funds help. So this property right here, since wholesaling is pretty much, looked at as create an LLC, EIN, business checking account, and you literally have it where your lender says, okay, I will give you a loan based off of the LLC, real life LLC gains title, and they'll have it where one, okay, it's under contract, you have a cash buyer involved, or they'll just give you the loan basis off of the rent. So let me see what's the rent. So let me slide over here. So
Now,
let me
with regards to
slide.
EINs and all that, let's say somebody just attained one, let's say less than a year ago, and they're trying to do this, will they still be open to those types of lendings?
Yes, as long as it's in good standing, doesn't have any fees or any type of situations where your checking account, your business checking account isn't valid. As long as your business checking account is valid, your articles of organization is there, and you're in good standing, you're pretty much good. Only thing you would need is just a business plan, just with the address like 1493 Boston Road, Bronx, New York. So let's look at this really quick. But
Okay.
you have your business plan with this address, and it's just giving like 2 paragraphs, an executive summary of what's going on, what's your
Mm-hmm.
purpose. So the rent is $3,000 a month here. So I did research that.
Mm.
So let me look at
That's
the more.
high. Like, I mean, New York will have that a lot, but when you think of Bronx, especially when you're thinking of like something that's not like, upper echelon, that's high as fuck.
Okay, so that's 2973 that was the rent.
Mm-hmm. That must be a fairly
So
decent place. I don't really know the Bronx like that. Like, I mean, I know, of course, I know it enough to know the areas, but when it comes down to the boroughs, that's the one that, interestingly enough, because since I am from like right up there, uptown Manhattan is not that far, but just never really messed with the Bronx so much. But the properties, like, there are a couple people that I know that bought houses in the Bronx back in the day, like when people were first starting to buy houses and stuff. And so
what? There's a time period people wasn't buying shit. That is funny.
like when people started to get around a certain age and people started doing different things, like, it was maybe around like, let's say when I was like around somewhere between like 21 and 25, like those days.
Well,
Boston
shit.
Road. Yeah, Boston Road is a well-known road. Things look so different. Like I'm looking here and I'm like, shoot, this could be anywhere. I don't recognize anything. The graffiti, nothing. See those types of houses, like those, this is where it starts to get tricky, right? Because especially if somebody, let's say somebody has a history of buying property under their own living situation, like, their social security number X, Y, and Z. But then let's say they start to invest, either the business is real estate or they're doing something else, but they're acquiring real estate under that business name. So this goes into the EIN and all that. So then,
So
right. So after a while, like, the ropes, but you don't really know the ropes. But what I'm saying though is that those types of houses would always scare, like, let's say somebody like me who wanted to try to flip something, versus like living there or using it for some purpose, right? I would stay away from those houses for several reasons. Go back to the little row area of the houses, Jonathan.
okay.
So that way they can see what I'm talking about. First of all, the constructions are type flimsy, right? So, I mean, it's not like it's going to blow away in the wind. Yeah, over there to the right. But at the same time, it's so close to other things, right? Now, in certain areas, that would be good, right? Like if you want to have a commercial property, then of course you want to be around a lot of stuff. But those are like houses. So yes, people can run business out there, but look how close it is to other people. It's the same thing basically as like living in an apartment. And one of the really bad things is things are loud and you've got to deal with all that stuff. So it's like, when you're selling it, you also have to think about that too. Like, what's the person going to use it for? Is okay, some sort of random, desperate family or something, or persons who want to move in really quickly. That's not going to be a good situation for anybody, So like those, I like, the brick constructions that are separate, or even if they're together with something like the brownstones, and they have those in the Bronx, a lot of those. So I would say, like, if I remember back in the day, so I know Gun Hill Road has a reputation, but it's somewhere around there though. They had like a really nice area. It was a little pocket, and they had like, decent, pretty houses that I mean, if these are going for over, you said that the rent was almost $3,000 for one of those houses.
3,000.
Yeah, that's
3,000 in the
crazy.
area.
For that little row of houses over there?
Yeah, all in the area. So this is like all in the geometrical, the fancy schmancy analysis words, everything that's recorded in this area on this little chart, in this little map right here. Everything is going for $3,000, $3,000 a month, 22, 24. But yeah, that's literally the market here in this area. So this is, I guess this is the building. So it's 1493. So I'm looking at this whole neighborhood, like she said, to be able to see like everything is super close. Everything is very in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just commercial property aspect too.
Mm-hmm. What about Parkchester in the Bronx? Can you check that area out?
Park.
It would be one word, and it's spelled exactly how it sounds.
Okay. Okay, so Park.
So like back in the day, like the old school folks, they used to, if they lived in Manhattan, a lot of them would have their banking affairs over in Parkchester, these types of things, right? So it's like, that has a nice stable reputation. I don't know what it's doing nowadays, but I know that the feel of it back then, it should be better, if anything, now. So let's see what they're talking about with the prices over there.
Parkchester.
That's in the Bronx.
So I just,
yeah, put Parkchester, then comma Bronx, comma.
God damn it. God
no, that's how you know.
I hate, no, PropStream literally has it where I can't find no LA properties. It has to be either a cross street of some sort.
Oh, you need a cross street. Okay, let me find you. Give me a minute.
Some type of cross street or a landmark, something where it's near the area. But
all right, hold on.
Okay.
Okay, go to let's see. Try Hugh J. Grant. Hugh H-U-G-H, and then the initial J, and then the last name Grant Circle in Bronx, New York. If you need a cross one, just put 74 Hugh J. Grant Circle and look around. Let's look around that area.
Hugh J. Grant Circle. So, matter of fact, let me just give me the zip code. So what we're gonna do is the zip code will be more on point, because I swear to God, I hate fucking prop stream. Prop stream is to the point where it should be more MLSs than this. It should be more auctions. It literally should be like 100,000 cash buyers in the Bronx. So give me the zip code, please.
Okay, sure. It's 10472.
Oh, 72.
Mm-hmm.
I said sorry about that. So I said 7367.
10472. Yeah. 72. Oh, I think your screen is a little bit behind again. I mean, I think that I'm the visual. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna click on these vacants in the zip code.
No matching results. Interesting. Well, it's a small circle, but that zip code should cover some range. Try another zip code. You want to?
No, I got it. I got it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so 1263 Evergreen Ave, duplex, vacant, 611. Wow, it's vacant already? Okay, so this is a negative equity property. So this person loan is 954, 1231 Rosedale Avenue. So nah. Well, this is the map so you can see what's, so the area near Park Chester. So let me get to the closest, try to get somewhat close to Park Chester. There we go. And then hold on. So, damn, this is too big. There we go. Okay.
So see the other area, Crotona Park East, you see it's to the east of where we're looking now. So it's actually not that far. The place we just left, remember where I was like the rents are mad high, the $3,000 rents? See the right over to the left, that's right there. So I didn't even realize they were that close.
So I don't know how I got to this area, but this, there we
go. Excuse me.
I'm trying to get to this neighborhood, so this system fucked me up somehow.
Mercy.
Beautiful parks, though.
Yeah.
New York is known for a lot of good, beautiful parks.
It has a nice air over there. Because the Bronx is kind of dusty, no offense, but in a lot of areas is very dusty. And so you don't really like, it's like you could easily spend that money buying something in Brooklyn and not have to like deal with, Airbnbs in the Bronx, sure, if nothing else is available, or, maybe if they have family in the Bronx and the house is full and they're like, okay, yeah, I'll stay at Airbnb real quick. But, for those same prices, you can get things in Brooklyn very nice. And, there are several little places. Remember I was telling you before how a lot of those places, it's like down south, how when the old school people give property to the family, like the family still has it, but they're kind of like, whatever. A lot of like, you'd be surprised in like places like Brooklyn Heights, Cobble Hill, not Park Slope as much, but the two I just mentioned, and adjacent places, even Red Hook, which is like really nice now. Back in the day, it wasn't. But anyway, you can find places there where people will stay happily, because you got the Navy Yards over there and a lot of things, a lot of tourist sites that people who aren't from the area will be attracted to. The Bronx doesn't have really any of that. Like there's really no selling point to it other than, hey, it's not that far from Manhattan, which is fine, but and a lot of foreign families move to the Bronx. So in that case, for an Airbnb, it would work because, like I said, if there's not enough room in the apartment or in the house, they'll stay there. But 9 times out of 10, people are going to make room for their family. You know what I mean? So it's like, so basically it boils down to people who'd want to be buying to live there would be more, I think, of the chances, or who want to invest it in something for it to be a place for people to live, right? So either way, living. And I would say that would be the main thing over there. That place looked kind of cool. Let me see the picture, if you don't mind. So a lot of
So,
marble.
so this is 1037 Evergreen, in the same zip code that you told me originally. So that's
Okay, that's a nice word, evergreen. It's all lush and healthy and growing. Okay. So look at, come here. Look, you can clearly see they just remodeled that whole kitchen. What's that thing? Is that like a spaceship landing area on the right? It looks really weird. Look, they got cool little lanterns and stuff with halogen bulbs,
yeah.
whatever's
I didn't
going
know
on.
what I didn't know. I didn't know what that was. So I'm more like, huh? Like,
Oh, look at that. At the bottom with the stairs and all that. That looks beautiful.
let me check in
Everything,
the
it was
back
built in
really quick.
1940, but look how they completely redid everything. It looks kind of phantasmy, so it's spooky, but if you put the right things up on the wall, it'll be nice. That's a nice place. How many bedrooms does that have?
Okay, so 5. So it's a duplex.
Uh-huh.
So this motherfucker is a duplex.
Looks like a dimension into
So
another vortex there in that mirror.
5 bed, 2.5 bath.
Mm.
Yeah, built in 1940,
So you know it's nice and
19
sturdy. It's been around for a minute.
1900 square feet.
Hmm.
Fail listing for 769. I would say I would give them 720.
Yeah,
I
because
know.
look, length of ownership 3 months. So they're literally they just went there, dolled it up, and trying to flip it. So yeah, I mean they're if they're listing it at that, so clearly their profit would be somewhere even around what you're saying. Yeah.
So you see how much they got it for.
Mm-hmm.
So to be honest, we can beat them down even lower.
Yeah.
You see, they
How low
got.
would
You
you
see, they.
go there?
So their loan. So has to be above this loan right here. 400,000. 2 loans now. So let's get
Mm-hmm.
those. Let's figure out what are these fucking loans are. So
Mm-hmm.
let's look at this mortgage transaction history. Okay, so the estimated loan payment is 16. That's their lender, NY. So funding NY. I'll see. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do some snooping around when it comes to the lender. And this is not pertaining to no deals. This is not helping you find any deals. I just like doing that. I
Yeah,
just like
yeah, because you can always grab some sort of just like feel, either some sort of experiential feel, or just it's just more information when it comes to that. And like there's so many places out there. And I mean, the one thing that I'm familiar with what really does guarantee making money is dealing with real estate. And my only by watching my uncle do it. Like I didn't watch him like, all closely, but I know how much money he has and I know how he did it. And it was just very humbly at first. He bought a laundromat, and this is in Jamaica, Queens. And so which is,
mm,
nowadays it's gentrified in a sense, but it's still like kind of the hood. But back in the day, so anyway, he was a cop, and so he just like got a mortgage on a laundromat, ended up buying it, and made a lot of money from that, and then just continued to buy property. And he also dealt with cars for a short amount of time, but that's a little bit, to me, that's a little bit sticky, especially back in the day where you didn't have like everything so computerized and listed. So if people were willing to sell lemons, as we used to call them, then it'd be easy. But if not, it'd be a little more difficult. But yeah, the real estate thing was stable, so I saw how that worked for him. And I would say that, like, personally, I think that it's been a lot slower of a process than I thought, just my own experience. But of course it's different to hear stories about what somebody went through versus what you're actually going through. So I think that's that. What else? What's up? Oh, he said it isn't gentrified. Oh, it's not? Well, I can't tell because last time I was driving around there, it looked like kind of what they're doing with East New York, like a lot of families from Guyana, and especially I just can only think of Guyanese families just buying up the area. And it's very like, it looks and feels a lot different, right? So, and Maybe there's like a Whole Foods a walk away, whereas before that would be unheard of. So I consider that gentrified. If I see like, you know, options
Oh
in a certain
shit. They got my man Hassan Campbell's area. That's funny. 1185 Bronx River. I'm from
Bronx
Bronx River.
River.
I'm from Bronx River.
Yo, let me tell you a story about Bronx River. So there's I think it's Bronx River, and if it's not, maybe Oka help me. So there is a projects right across the street. It was like basically right on the water, but it was right across the street from a public
Mhm.
school, and I forget exactly what school it was. It was a junior high school, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, they were selling that. This was back when Donald Trump was still considered a real estate buyer, and he was bidding for it, if I remember correctly. This was when was this? It's been, I guess, 1998, maybe 1997, maybe
Mhm.
1999. I don't know. It's hard for me to pinpoint, but it's somewhere around there. Okay, and they wanted to sell it and turn them into condos. And I think that's what they ended up doing. So I guess it's not Bronx River, but it's somewhere around there. And like, if you didn't know that they were projects, you'd be like, oh my gosh, look at this beautiful waterfront property. But it was projects. O says those Indo Guyanese have been in that area ever since the 1990s. Yeah, that's fine, but now they own all of it. Like, everything is just, it's not like random people renting out stuff. It's just a whole bunch of families living in places, and they have Whole Foods, and they have a lot of things. They have, like, Ubers and all kinds of stuff going through. Now, when you start to see yellow taxis all over the place on Sutter Avenue, I'm considering that gentrified. So that happened over in the East. So over in Jamaica, that been happened. Oh, and by the way, when I used to live in Jamaica, I used to live on 121st in Sutphin, okay? And I hated every moment of it. And basically, anyway, I was about to tell a story. Let me just get to the point. I really wasn't
God
feeling it,
damn.
but they were starting to change things even then, okay? And I was like, what, 14, 15? All right? And it sucked over there.
Okay, so these
So
people own a property in Brighton Beach, where the
Brighton Beach
Russians be.
is like a place I would stay away from. Oh, see, Rego Park up there. I know Rego Park very well. Um, I don't know Brighton Beach as well, but I know it enough that I would stay away from it. Connecticut is nice, has nice places.
So these people are irresponsibly horrible. If this is correct, that means they got mostly $51 million in loans, but only $100,000 in estimated value. And pretty much, wow. So these dudes, I don't know. So they're trying to fix and flip these motherfuckers. So they got a whole bunch of loans. They got 77 loans
Cats are just living
on
foul over
77
there.
properties.
Oh, can tell you. He'll tell you how foul they're living over there. Oh, he says that is a gentrification. It's not so. All right, well, so that's okay. My loose definition of it. So, what is gentrification then? Let's be specific, and then we can talk about that. Also, I want to know, are places like Bed-Stuy and what's the I'm looking for a specific area. Bushwick. Okay. Can we agree that obviously Williamsburg is the model of gentrification, in my opinion, right? And Harlem to a certain extent. But let's talk about Bushwick. What year would you say Bushwick became gentrified? Then we can start to get more specific, even better than a definition, I think.
Okay, so they
In the
own this building.
meantime, Jonathan, also, we're looking at the Bronx because you mentioned it, but also it'd be worth to take a look at some things in Brooklyn as well.
Okay, we do that right now. I'm just oohing and ahhing about this company. So this company owns property in Brighton Beach. So ain't no sleep until Brooklyn.
Mhm. And Brighton Beach is very far from this address we're looking at right there, Merrick.
Okay.
What's up, Morena? Okay.
Marina, she
One of
is
my
a
passwords.
Bronx baby. She
This is gonna turn into a
uh,
whole different conversation.
yeah. So Brooklyn, 1914 East 51st Street.
Go look at okay, you need a zip code. Hold on, let me get you a zip code. 1 second. All right, try. Let's see. Yeah, try 11201. Come here. What's up?
Okay, we got 17,000 properties. So let me filter
17,000?
this. Let me filter this down. Ain't no way in hell I can be able to even try to analyze that many deals to see what is what. So let me do the filtering right now. So failed listings. I need to find somebody is defaulted and has a failed listing, meaning that they try to sell, didn't work out. So let me do this.
While you do that, let me read what O says. He says gentrification is when wealthier demographics move into a poorer urban area. You're just referring, when he says you're, he means me. I'm just referring to people of a different ethnic group moving into an area. No, that's not just what I'm referring to. So, yes, they happen to be of a different ethnic group. That part is true. But I'm not just referring to that. They also are wealthier. They are a wealthier demographic and they moved into a poorer urban area and things changed. So you have a lot of things. Also, you have a lot of people from India now, even if they, by their own standards, are poor, right? Whatever loans or whatever they've got going on when they came over here, they are a wealthier demographic a lot of times, and they buy property over there too. A lot of them are vegetarians. They start to then all of a sudden the supermarkets or now before you couldn't find tofu, you had to go take the bus. Now you can find tofu right there. Whatever, like things like this. Those are signs of gentrification. It's the same thing. So even though you separated part of what I'm saying, which is true, that's not the point that they're just different ethnic groups. I pointed to the Guyanese because they're obviously prolific around there. And yes, they have been there for a while, but it doesn't mean that other people are not still buying. And the thing is, the fact is that people were buying over there all the time in different ethnic groups. That's a lot of who buys in these areas because they're like, fuck it, we're not going to live there. Or maybe we'll live on the second floor with somebody else, like the guard people. They'll live on the first floor. They'll deal with all the burglaries and all the shit, whatever. But gentrification is, it's not going to just involve that small idea of the ethnic group. I wouldn't even say that. He says these Guyanese people do own businesses over there and they're not wealthier. SMH. Okay, look, I'm not too sure like why you're so bad at the Guyanese pockets. I'm kidding. But thing is that they are, because why are they the ones buying the properties there? So if they're not wealthier, okay, you're comparing them to whom? The people who already live in the neighborhood. Isn't that even by your definition what gentrification is? So yeah, I mean, how are they not wealthier and they're buying up the properties and they've been buying up the properties? And you even estimated it at an earlier time than I did, which is true. They have been there since the 90s. But that's when a lot of that was starting. In Williamsburg, that's when people started buying up properties. A lot of them were people. So who needs to buy the properties for it to be gentrified in this definition? Like, I can't.
Damn, I did not mean that for that to
Who's this
happen.
person?
Okay, so huh?
I just
Oh,
saw
that's
your
my
name and I'm
business.
like,
That's my business partner.
okay, gotcha.
That's
Gotcha. Okay, Morena says white
he
people.
has
Yeah. Okay. So then now we have to get down to the brass tacks of it. Okay, so when they move into a neighborhood, that's when it becomes gentrified. Okay, I'm willing to accept that definition, right? At the same time, though, it doesn't change what I was saying before about what I was saying when it came down to the fact that a neighborhood was being gentrified. And when more money is going into a place, right? And then of course that's going to attract them. Look at Williamsburg back in the 90s, the same time, right? So you had a whole bunch of Puerto Ricans and Hasidic Jews, period. You had a couple black people sprinkled out, but they were more throughout over there by Bushwick. So all of a sudden now, meanwhile, a lot of those Jews are white, right? So there are already a whole bunch of white people owning property over there. It was still the slums. Okay. So then when all of a sudden people are like, hey, I know I'm going to open up a lounge here. It'll be cool. It's kind of like, dangerous and chic or whatever, how they did it. And the only reason they did that was because people were mad desperate to come to New York. And they're like coming from all kinds of different places, and they're like, let's go into New York and we're going to do what we can do. At the same time, you got people who are going to not be familiar with the history of a place, the so-called danger of a place. So there you have so many imports. They're going to be willing to go to some lounge in Williamsburg, whereas New York people be like, I'm not going over there. Not right now. That's like going to the Commodore Theater. Who the fuck was still going there? Those cats too. So basically, I can go into it, but my point is that gentrification is when you start to see people walking through the neighborhood. It looks more residential. You can go to the supermarket and get better and bigger things. It's just different. It's not the slums anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care if they're white or not. If there's more money circulating, that they're always going to come too. So that's involved with it. But gentrification is not just simply white people, though. Even though I get it, it just doesn't really fit. And then also on top of that, look at how Bushwick, it took Bushwick like, all right, so Williamsburg, then, after the lounges became the art galleries, right? All the hipsters are walking through there and became obnoxious. Like, and it happened, it seemed quick to us in New York, right? But it wasn't. It was a slow progression. Then you started to see places like LIC not being dangerous and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't look at it as that. And considering that I grew up there, I get the right to say that. Like, so, period. What happened to Jonathan? Hello? Where's Jonathan? Can y'all still hear me? I just want to make sure y'all can still hear me because I don't see Jonathan here. Testing. I think everything's all right here. Let me see. And the thing around my head is moving. So I'll just keep talking and just assume that that there's just some technical issue going on. So yeah, and we kept hearing about gentrification. They kept using that word in the newspapers, and it kept like saying to us, okay, yeah, basically this is what's happening. Now we know what to call it. Gentrification, more people. That's like the literal definition, really. You got more people. There's an influx of more people. So why
shit,
are
we
they
got
there?
this shit cracking now. What's up, Wacky?
What's going
Where
on?
the
What's
hell
going
did
on?
y'all go? What's up? Oh,
What's going on? Because okay, I just want to say this. Okay, real life. I think okay, this is the thing when it comes to this thing with whether or not the influx of Guyanese is in this area of Jamaica, because I'm in the area. That's the exact part of New York that I'm from. And let me tell you something. These Guyanese individuals are not wealthier because when you look up their household income on average of people that's living in Jamaica, Queens, a lot of them are in the middle class area. So it's the majority of people that's living in that part of Queens that you're talking about. The overall majority of people, whether Guyanese or so-called Afro-American, are making almost the same. They're basically in the same income bracket as far as middle class. So these Indo-Guyanese that's moving in are not like a wealthier group of people that's just moving in.
Wait,
So
you broke up a little bit. You said they're not a wealthier group of people, and what?
They're not a wealthier group of people moving in. That's moving into that moved into the area because for so long those groups have made like really the same income. They're really in the same income bracket as far as being a middle class groups of people.
All right, so I get what you're saying. You're saying the money that they make is not different. So if that, what'd you say, Jonathan?
Brooklyn expensive? Nah, y'all finish y'all debate, man.
Okay. Keep looking in that area, like move the map around. So if let's ask this question first. Well, let me ask you this question first. Do you agree that a lot of the houses around there are owned by the same group, the Indo-Guyanese?
Oh, within that area, well, that's a pretty large area, the Jamaica area, because you have a lot of Indo-Guyanese, a lot of Afro-Caribbeans that own multiple houses there. So it's a bunch of groups of people that own multiple houses.
So let's talk about it this way then. Let's say that the people who own the houses, right? Let's say that they happen to be foreign, all right? But let's take the fact that they're foreign out of there. why are these people the ones buying the houses and other groups aren't? So the reason I'm asking is because I'm saying, you're saying it's not a financial difference. You're saying that they basically all make the same money, but for some reason, certain other groups of people, let's say all the foreign people, it doesn't even matter whether they're from Guyana or not. That's an example, but let's just say they're not Black people living in the area, right? So if that's the, and some of them are though, don't get me wrong, but the majority is not. So when the neighborhood started to change, right? Because this is the idea we're talking about, not just who's moving in. That was around the time where those groups of people, foreign groups of people, were still buying up those properties. So, okay, if it's not a money difference, right? Because I think there are two things getting tangled up. One thing is that if they're making more money or not, and also separately, did they gentrify the neighborhood, right? So I'm tying those two things in together because I'm saying yes.
I know, I totally understand that. You tell me something I already understand. That's what I'm saying because
Right,
when you
but hold on,
okay,
hold
when
on.
you breaking,
But
go
wait,
ahead,
let me
go
just get the tail end out real quick. So if they are not making more money, then how? Let's take a neighborhood that is gentrified by people who are making more money. What are the differences? I guess that's the first question.
The difference is the level of wealth, the level of income. That's the difference. Of people of higher income moving in. That's the whole. I've been repeating this several times. This is about my third time stating this.
What do you mean? This your third time saying this tonight?
Yes.
Well, apparently it wasn't clear if I need to still clarify, correct?
Man, y'all.
Oh, really? Coming at me like that?
I'm saying
Bro.
you acting like you talking to some special ed class. I'm like, yo,
I'm
if
not
I'm
acting like I'm
asking,
speaking to any special ed
if
class.
I'm still asking you,
Hold on,
apparently
no,
you
no, no.
didn't make
Real,
your
real,
point
real,
clear.
real. Don't get smart with me, real. Don't get smart with
Apparently
me.
you didn't make your
Yeah.
point clearly. So
Apparently didn't comprehend clearly.
no, I think my comprehension faculties are still fully effect. It's just that you're
And
saying. So then, what's your point? So you're saying that they don't make more money, and then I'm saying, so what is gentrification? You're saying people that make more money. Well, I don't really see what your point is in either event. So what exactly are you trying to say? Not only against what I was trying to say, because that's actually the least important. What are you trying to say in general? What's your point?
I just made my point. I'm saying that the influx of Indo-Guyanese moving in is not an example of gentrification
So why
because
don't you give
no,
us an example of
hold on for a minute. So
gentrification
I'll
and
repeat
then tell
myself.
us what your
I
point
just
Come
did.
is
on,
I
real. Come
just
on,
did.
real. Come
with
on.
I
Come
did.
on,
Cambridge?
real. Real life.
Real,
Real life.
real
Let
life.
the
What's
I
your
man.
did
point?
that.
Let.
I did
Wait,
that
wait.
in the
I
comments
don't.
section.
First of all, I don't need any referees. Okay, you're not making a point. I understand what you said, but I'm asking you, what's the vein of what you're saying with how it pertains to what I was saying? Like,
The
what's
only thing I said I disagree with you when you stated that the influx of Indo-Guyanese moving into that area is an example of gentrification. That was just my disagreement. I'm just saying I disagree with
okay,
that.
and
And
that's clear.
hold on. And the reason why I disagree with that is because within that area, the two different groups, the Indo-Guyanese, the Afro-Caribbeans, the Afro-Americans, so-called African-Americans that live within that area, a lot of them are in the same income bracket. So
Yeah,
it's not an example of what gentrification truly is, which is people
you've
of a
said that
higher income
already.
bracket. That's what I said, right? I said I repeated that
You're
three. I
saying it
stated
again.
that 3 times. This is my fourth time. But you
Okay,
said
right.
I didn't say that clear enough.
No,
So I'm being
okay,
clear.
and now you said it again, but that has nothing to do with the point being clear. But we're not going to get into those semantics because clearly that's way too
Hold
rudimentary.
on,
What's your
but
point?
I just told you my point is that I just disagree with
Okay, all right.
you keep asking me the same question. I'm gonna give you the same answer, real.
Anything else you have to say?
Okay, real just being a smart ass. All right, yeah, have a good night. Peace.
You
All right.
too.
Man,
Bye. I mean,
bruh.
like, thank you for coming up and having a different definition. That's fine. What exactly is that adding value to what we're talking about? Like, hey, I have something to harp on to, and this is I know I can make a point about this.
Wacky, you
No,
always free to come up on the
seriously.
panel, big dog. Oh, I gotta say, Brooklyn is expensive as fuck, man. But the comps make up for it in this neighborhood. So now this is an Asian person that owns this. So this is Mr. Xing Pian. I believe he is Japanese.
I
But
can't see the
this
spelling. By the sound, it sounds Chinese, but I have to see the spelling.
but the comps is 1.6, 1.1. They want something under that, so it works. If only this filter can do it, but it's in Clinton Street.
Yeah, Clinton Street is nice. I mean, it's long, but that's generally a nice area.
40 Clinton Streets, number
That could be for
60.
residential or business. That would be nice.
It's a cooperative.
Mm.
So pretty much that, I would say hard money would definitely work. A hard money lender would definitely rock with this deal as soon as they see that the person, well, for one thing, it's only a 1-1. So person here. So let me do this really quick. I hate prop stream. It makes everything so drawn out and slow. I swear, it just, ugh. Okay, so they want 5-5. 515. Failed. It's been on the market for 138 days, so that means I would give them 425. 425, 430 for their troubles. For the 1-1, their equity has pretty much crashed, as pretty much you can see. No active loans, no liens, so pretty much my guy CC will contact this person at 40 Clinton. So see all these damn condominiums, man. 1.2.
What are you doing?
Another condominium, 750,000. Wow. No condominium with a 2-1. And this one on 1 John Street is 4.3 million. Its only estimated value is 1.6. So they're just over.
I'm trying to think of where John Street is. I can't picture John Street. Furman, I see the next one. I know Furman. But, you know, a lot of these streets are long, right? So depending on where on those streets, that general area, though, I can't picture John Street.
100 J Street. 110 Livingston Street. 256 State Street. This is the shit Jay-Z be talking about all the time. So that's 265 State Street. There you go. So this is the shit that Jay be talking about all the fucking time.
Well, that's a little bit off the area, but like I said, a lot of these streets are long, so they spread throughout different neighborhoods.
2.1 failed. Market 150 days.
Anyway, I'm gonna go. You have a good night. I'll talk to you next time.
You have a blessed night now.
You too.
Shit. Oh man, y'all got it cracking, man. I ain't even meaning to be lit this late, man, but it is what it is. But this, I'm looking for something that has been sold in this neighborhood for 3. That was only how it would make sense to get this for like 1.8. And the comps is like 3. I'm trying to get that right now. Okay, so 2.4, 2.3, 2.5. I would say 2.5. I would say 2.5 would be it. Wow, there's a lot of liens in here. Mechanics lien. Wow, $64,000. Jesus. Okay, so you got a $19 million lien. Mm. 58 St. Felix Street. Definitely is a go. So Felix Street is definitely a go. So I'm gonna rock with Felix Street. I'm gonna pretty much make this as a closing. Or if anybody wants to come up, if anybody wants to click on the link, cool. But 58 St. Felix Street is a go. Strictly off of the basis of the neighborhood goes for 3 million. That's definitely a plus. It's definitely a plus. So this is the last call. If anybody wants to get up on the panel, please feel free to. Wacky, man, you know you still appreciate it on this channel, man.
What's going on?
Yo. Yo.
Oh,
What's going on, big homie? What's going on,
what's
big
going
dog?
on? All right, let me clear this up.
Yes,
What
sir.
happened between me and real life? My intent was just to make a correction upon what she was saying, because when she was stating that that specific area of New York City was going through justification according to her opinion, I was just correcting her to tell her that technically speaking, that's not gentrification, because what's going on in there is that you have people of one ethnic group moving into the area, but they're within the same income bracket as the people who already live in that ethnic group. You get what I'm saying? Real deal.
Yes, sir.
Because that
Yes, sir.
area that she's talking about, technically speaking, is a middle class area. So you just have a group of middle. So the Guyanese people that she was speaking about, Indo-Guyanese people from Guyana who are of East Indian descent that moved into the area. They're just middle class individuals, right, or middle class families who moved into an area full of other middle class families. Technically speaking, according to the definition of the word gentrification, that's not that's not gentrification. Gentrification is when people of a higher income bracket move into a poorer area and increase the value of that poorer area. And that's not what's going on in that Jamaica section of Queens, New York. That's all I was trying to tell her. I was just trying to clear things up. And when she was asking me what's the point, I told her I made my point several times. But it's all cool. It's all good.
It's all to the good. So
Yeah,
Wacky, pretty
it's
much.
it's all
Pretty
good,
much.
but she didn't need to come with that passive aggressive bullshit, because I really get really pissed off with that, man. I don't like when people do that shit.
Okay, man. Well, when it comes to this shit, man, I'm just looking at the area just to be able to see what is the rents. So I'm just doing this little rent test. So when I do have my private money lender, Mr. Dave Dinkle, and pretty much we'll stay in close contact. So pretty much he has it where I find him a property, I'll get it under contract. He will literally give me the loan.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants to know the rents. He wants to know the highest sales comp, just in case if I have to hurry up and get rid of it. How much can I sell it for in those areas? So I see Brooklyn is expensive as hell. Everything that's in Dumbo. I clicked on the Dumbo area. Everything's expensive as hell.
Yes. Brooklyn is in New York City right now. We have a saying about Brooklyn. We say it's the new Manhattan. some people consider Brooklyn Manhattan the second. Yeah, but yes, it's very
3 million,
expensive.
4 million. I'm like, Jesus.
Yeah, yeah.
John Jay Street.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. John J.
Because,
Street. Okay. Yeah. I mean,
so, so let me
yeah,
share my screen. So we did Bronx River. We did, we did Hassan's old hood.
yeah.
And we saw those. So let me do this really quick. Okay, so 265 State Street. These are the people with liens. So these people
Yeah.
got big liens.
Goddamn, $19 million lien. Jeez.
Federal tax lien.
Federal tax
52
lien.
St. Felix.
Mm. 52
So,
St. Felix Street.
so you got all these liens in these neighborhoods. Mechanics lien.
Mm.
All in the Brooklyn area. 50 Douglas Street.
Mm.
77 Remsen Street.
Okay. So hold on. In this, okay. To the number that's on the left of the
That's
type
their
of
sales
lien,
price.
that's
That's their
the
sales
sale
amount.
price. Okay.
And the lien is on the far right end where the
Okay.
bed.
The lien from the far right. Okay.
So make sure you understand and remember that. So yeah, that's all of the lien dates as well. So those people will be contacted by me because the
Right.
comps in this neighborhood, man,
Yeah.
it's 2 million,
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
2.5 if I go from the highest sales comp like the old method to go through the three highest sales, but this is a 3 bedroom, 2.5 bath, 1,500 square foot.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't show what year was built, but that's something that can be found
Yeah.
easily by a title company. So this is a company that owns it.
Mm.
Okay, so yeah, that's the gross square footage.
You know what's a good idea? I would love to. I
Yes,
would
sir.
love to throw. I would love to throw something at you because this has been going on ever since last year. That if you're real interested in looking up property in New York, look up places outside of the five boroughs of New York City, like Nassau County, which is in Long Island, or maybe what's the name of this county called? It's in central New York State, where you have New Rochelle and Mount Vernon, specifically New Rochelle, basically the surrounding suburbs of New York City. Because what's happening is because due to the rise of violent crime within the city, a lot of people are moving out of the city and out within the surrounding suburbs. Yeah. So
Okay. Okay.
I know last year sales have been going up when it comes to home sales in Nassau County. Yeah.
Okay. So let me do that really quick.
Yeah.
Let me do that really quickly. No, bro. Shell. Okay.
In Rochelle.
Bingo.
I remember a few years ago, there was like a small college in New Rochelle that was on sale. It's like a small college, a whole college that was on sale.
Hold on. Is this the field like I had it? Is it filtered? Let me do this. Okay, so yes, this is all the field. So we got it right there. Jesus. Listing
Yeah.
price $5 million. And it's only worth, wait a minute. Six. Wait a minute.
That
Am I
five and
reading
a
this
half
wrong?
bathroom. Yeah. So, 7,600. Oh, damn.
God damn. What house is this, man? This look like a I don't know,
Like
man. They
little.
try to sell it for $5 million.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, that has to be square footage of the land, or just the house itself.
So 7,000 square
Oh,
foot,
that's the house.
30,000 lot size.
30,000 is the lot size. That's the lot. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a mansion. It has to
So
be.
these are the owners of it, Gregory and Sharon Hawkins. And damn, man, you see this chart?
Mm-hmm. Oh, value has gone down. God damn. Shit.
That's their
Estimates
mortgage.
mortgage balance.
And they bought it in 1999 for
Mm,
$525,000.
mm. Damn.
Yo, they trying to hit a home run on this one, boy. But
Yeah.
they equity crashed for some reason, so I don't know if they had a default. Oh, yes, it is a short sale. Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
so it is a short sale. So
Yeah.
the lender must approve on that amount in order for that be the number. Please verify all data not warranted. Listing agent to accommodate all showings. Okay. Cathedral ceilings, eat-in kitchen, exercise room, formal dining room, foyer.
Mm-hmm. Boy.
God damn, this motherfucker got a foyer. So
Yeah.
let's, if it can show the photo. No, didn't show no photo. So let me do this. They bought that shit for $525,000 in
In
1999.
1999. Mm-hmm.
Wow. So I need to look at it. Seem like in New Rochelle, to be honest. This is where commission money comes in, man. This is where this is where Wacky gets commission money. This is a prime
Uh-huh.
example of what I mean of somebody that literally contacts me or just get on here. Commission money is gonna be made. So I'm gonna give you
Right.
my WhatsApp number and we're gonna have a meeting tomorrow.
Mm.
We're gonna have a meeting tomorrow. Since New York, they do dual agency, right? So that means
Mm-hmm.
that you can be the
Yeah.
buyer representative and the seller, right?
Right. Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is where I make things. You make both sides. I get my cash buyer, my hard money lenders. So
Mm-hmm.
that's funny. Marina said the burbs. Yes, the burbs. We got this shit mapped out when it comes to New Rochelle. So this, hold on, I fucked up.
Yeah.
What's it
Yeah.
supposed to happen like that?
New Rochelle is a better it's a better town than Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon just completely went to shit. Excuse my language.
Nah, man. We said the F bomb, man. You might as well just said it and went to shit. Unfortunately,
Right.
it then went to shit. Somehow, was it a job sting or was it a job? Did some type of business left the area and let everybody destitute? Was it one of those things like Detroit where a
Nah.
job
It's
supplier left or?
that. You know what? That's a good question. I don't necessarily know the exact reason why, but what I did know is that a lot of people from the city end up moving to Mount Vernon, and then the crime just went up. Yeah, the crime just
Damn,
went
man.
up. Yeah.
So when it comes to that, man, my lender doesn't care about necessarily crime. He just look at the comps. He just look
Right.
at comps and rents.
Right.
So it's not gonna be something strenuous when it comes to that. So short
Right.
sale. I hate doing short
Okay.
sales. You need approval.
Right. But
You
yeah,
need
but really, I wish I could stay with you for long, but I
yeah.
can't. So
All right,
yeah,
no
I do
problem.
have to go. So all right.
No problem, man. So I'm going to pretty much count end this off right here. So thank you, Wack. I salute to you, man. You always been rock with me.
No doubt.
Definitely
No doubt.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
So I am Real Deal Financial, and I am out.
All
Peace.
right. Peace. Shalom.